Friends, today I will be discussing with you about some general knowledge subjects which are of very important nature. Normally, when the students of prelims, they approach the books for the current affairs and general knowledge, they will be in a wonder what subject I have to prepare and what titles I should go through and what books are to be referred. There are a lot of books available in the market. There are a lot of coaching materials available in the sessions. So many people are giving you guidance, and so many institutions also, they are having their own websites. But Ananta IAS Academy thought it is better to discuss with you the points which you have already acquired, but you want some more details in particular. So today I will be discussing with you 5 to 6 points. Recently, there was a controversy or discussion, I can say, regarding the oath of office by the ministers of Kerala. Whether it can be done virtually, whether they can take their oath online. This was a point of discussion. The experts of the Constitution, they said, according to the Article 164(3), there is no legal infirmity in taking oath online, because the Constitution is silent. It need not be a one-to-one session. The new government in Kerala, they thought because of the pandemic, they can do it online, virtually. The governor will be there, the chief minister will be there, other ministers will be there in their respective houses, and they can do this. But finally, they decided to do it on, not on online, in the Raj Bhavan itself, with a limited audience. Only 50 people or 500 people have been invited, and the governor has administered the oath of office. The oath of office will be in two parts. Number one will be the minister will take I, when the governor says I, then the minister will say I, Mr. Chidambaram Pillai, so will take the oath of office on the name of God, or he can take it in the name of his consciousness also. And he can take any language also. There is no bar that he should talk only in English or take oath in English. Number one is oath of office, and number two is oath of secrecy. This is also important. Even the Chief Justice of India, all the justices who do their oath of office, they have to take this secrecy. The secrecy is that I will not disclose the matter known to me by virtue of my office to anybody who does not concern with that subject. So finally, the government of Kerala has taken a decision that they will do it only in the governor's Raj Bhavan with limited people. So this Article 164(3), you should note that there is no constitutional mention against online taking of oaths. Then we will come to UNESCO. UNESCO is an international body, United Nations Educational, Science and Cultural Organization. It gives directions to several countries, all the countries belonging to the UNESCO group, regarding World Heritage Sites. Besides that, there are so many other mentioned qualities also, but we are talking today about the World Heritage Sites. The UNESCO, this time, they have included 6 sites in the International World Heritage Program. This is a program going through for the last 4 or 5 decades, that they will decide these are the heritages of international standard and world heritage parts, and everybody should take care of it. Now, they have selected 6 on a tentative basis. Already 48 tentative lists are there. 48 institutions have been declared in that tentative list. Now, in the 6, the Maratha military architecture of Maharashtra has also been included in the tentative list. Next, Hire Bengal megalithic site in Karnataka. Karnataka has got so many heritage points, heritage sites. They mostly preserve all these heritage sites. And then Bheda Ghat, Leme Bhagat of Narmada Valley in Madhya Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh also has the river Narmada, and it's the oldest river also, which is a holy river. And in every 12 years, there will be Pushkara in Narmada river also. Then comes the holy Ganga Ghat. The Ganga Ghats in Varanasi, they have also been included in this International World Heritage Program. Then comes the holy place of Kanchi. Kanchi Paramacharya is the world famous man who lived for 100 years, and he is known as Nadayade Daivam, man who is mobile. In this Kanchipuram, there are two Kanchis. One is Vishnu Kanchi and another is Shiva Kanchi. In Shiva Kanchi, the Lord Shiva is there. In Vishnu Kanchi, Varadaraja Swami is there, which is very famous. And Kanchi Garuda Seva is very, very, very famous. All the Vaishnavites, they gather there and they throng there and they pay their obeisance. Then comes the Kamakshi temple, which is preserved by the Kanchi Kamakoti Pitham. And now the present saint, Sir Vijayendra Saraswati Swamigal, he is the presiding person who is holding the office. Then comes the Satpura Tiger Reserve in Madhya Pradesh. This is also included in the World Heritage Group. Total, there are about 48 proposals in the tentative list. And what is the decision they will take? This will be a tentative list for 1 year. And if there are no objections and if scientifically it is proved that it should be declared as World Heritage, then they will take up. They are important for humanity and hold cultural and physical significance. That is the importance which has been declared by the UNESCO. So the students of prelims, you should keep it in mind. What are the other sides of India and what are the sides of the international standard? So you should take care of all the notes and then you go ahead with it. Then we will come. Recently, there was a case in Maharashtra where the minister who was holding office and the Inspector General of Police, they were at loggerheads. And it became a big controversial issue. Then it went up to the court. Then the Supreme Court judge, Mr. Gawai, Justice Gawai, he rescued himself. Recusal, it is known as recusal. Recusal means he declined or he politely said, I will not be in this judgment. I will not be a party of this judgment. Why this recusal? What is this recusal means? This judicial disqualification, he himself will take upon the job of saying that I will not be a part of this bench. An act of abstaining from participation in an official action such as legal proceedings of the court is known as recusal, RECUSAL, due to a conflict of interest of the presiding officer. If a person judge is holding that office and he is in the bench, and if a person known to him or related to him is the client, then he will recuse himself from appearing in this court. The grounds are the judge is biased to one party. Number two, his relationship with someone who is interested in this case. The judge's prior work as a lawyer, because normally the judges are taken from the bench, from the bar. So the person who is in the bar, he might have taken up some cases when he was a lawyer. But when he comes as a judge in the High Court, he happens to be, suppose that client happens to be a party in this case, this judge will be recusing himself, saying that I will not be in this bench. The personal knowledge of the facts, if the judge knows the personal facts, he should recuse himself. Then ex parte communication with the lawyer, that also should be avoided. The rulings, comments, or conduct of the judge, these are the main points for the recusal of a judge. The Supreme Court judge in this particular case, Justice B.O.R. Gawai, in the case of Mumbai Police Commissioner Parambir Singh, challenging the internal inquiries against him, he has reported that the minister has asked him to give some 1,000 crores of rupees or whatever, 100 crores or whatever it is. And he made a complaint and the minister has resigned, and it became a big issue in the entire Maharashtra government. So this person who has been, who made a complaint, this police commissioner, he was involved in this inquiry, and there was an inquiry against him. So he appeared before the court and he complained to the court, and the corruption charges against Anil Deshmukh, Maharashtra minister, were the main issue of that particular complaint. There is no definite rules in the recusal. Nobody has said in the constitution or according to the judicial system also, one should recuse himself on so and so grounds. The oath of office says to deliver justice without fear or favor, affection or ill will. This is the main word. These are the main words which they utter in their oath of office. To deliver justice without fear or favor, affection or ill will, I am taking oath. Whether there is a real danger or reasonable suspicion, it is to be considered while recusing himself. This is the main issue, particularly in this Maharashtra case. So B.R. Gavai said, I will not be a party to it, and the bench. Then recently with this pandemic, COVID-19, so many people are involved in the front warriors, and Government of India thought they should have a PM Swasthya Suraksha Yojana. In fact, this was formed in 2003 itself. It was announced 2003, and then it's going on. What is this Swasthya Suraksha Yojana? Swasthya means health, Suraksha means protecting, and the project. It is known as PMSY. Why this has been introduced? To correct the regional imbalances in the availability of affordable or reliable tertiary health care. Government of India, they have taken up in a very big manner to protect the health of the rural people also. The Ministry of Health and Family Welfare is the coordinating agency in this PMSY. There are two components in it. Number one is setting up of new aims. Earlier, there was only one aims, that is the All India Institute of Medical Sciences. But according to this, so many aims have started, and it has become a very big healthcare issue. Then the upgradation of medical colleges, because we doesn't have sufficient medical colleges to train or to educate in the higher education level. So the project cost is to be shared by both the union government as well as the states. This is the entire structure of this PMSY. So when the question of PMSY comes in the prelims ABCD, you should be able to know if they say this is the entire project is under the central government. No, it is to be shared by both the state government and central government. Then we will say, recently the word inclusive government, inclusive development, these are the high-flown words which are used every time. Here, there is a community-based inclusive development program. This is known as CBID. This is not CID, this is CBID. Community-based inclusive development program. What is this? This was launched recently by Ministry of Social Justice. Ministry of Social Justice, earlier it was known as Social Welfare. Now it has become Social Justice. What is the main purpose of this program? To create a pool of grassroots rehabilitation workers at community level to work alongside of ASHA workers and Anganwadi workers to handle cross-disability issues. This is the main thrust. Already Anganwadi workers are there, ASHA workers are there, but a coordinated effect is not there. So the disabilities of all these things are to be sorted out by this community-based involvement. To provide competency-based knowledge and skills, this is also very important. The skill development program is a very big thrust in the main agenda of Modi government. The National Board of Examination of Rehabilitation under the Rehabilitation Council of India will conduct the examinations and award certificates to the pass outs. This is the main benefit of this PMSY, CBID, this is known as. The main idea is protection of vulnerable section of the society. That is the main purpose in this issue. Then, since we are dealing with the COVID-19, nowadays for the last 2 years, the fact line or the fault line of poor health infrastructure in India is to be discussed. The students who are appearing for the previous examinations, prelims examination, they should know what is the infrastructure of India in the health sector. The second wave of COVID have expressed a abysmally poor state of India's health infrastructure. That is why the Public Health Department or Public Health Foundation by Dr. Srinath Reddy, he always advocates the idea of public health. Normally, we take care of the health in general or in particular with the specializations, but general public health is not taken care of. In 2017, India had 85.7 physicians per 1 lakh. This is very, very, very low. In 2017, India had 85 physicians per 1 lakh and 53 beds per 1 lakh of patients, 172 nurses and midwives. This is the health structure infrastructure. The highest out-of-pocket expenditure is to be spent by the patient, their family members or the patient himself, though the government provides him free facilities through by way of surgery or medicines, out-of-pocket expenditure is more. The reasons being low public health expenditure. This has been surveyed, and in 2017 to 18, only 1.28% of the GDP was spent by Government of India. 1.28%. The center plays a key role in this infrastructure. The main bodies are technically there at Delhi, ICMR or MCIR or whatever it is, Medical Council of India or whatever it is. The states also differ in terms of fiscal space. They doesn't have a lot of money to spend on the health expenditure. Healthcare expenditure between 2010 to 20, during that particular decade, it is like this. Kerala and Delhi, they are close to the top in all years. For the last 10 years, Kerala and Delhi, they are spending a lot of money on the healthcare. Bihar, Jharkhand and UP, they are consistently in the below average level, below level. Odisha has good participation and per capita health expenditure double than UP. When compared to UP and Odisha, the Odisha government is spending more on public health. The coordinated national plan is needed because the state government thinks health is a state subject. Central government thinks that the states have to do all necessary expenditure in this. The distribution of vacancies, particularly in this COVID situation, the distribution of vaccines equitably to be distributed on a need-based manner, and it should be in the transparent way. That is to be taken care of. Every time, Love Agarwal, Joint Secretary, Health, he gives the statements of present situation of COVID patients, present situation of recovery rate, and present situation of deaths. Similarly, the vaccine distribution also is generated in a computer with a transparent manner, and it is distributed throughout the country. So far, we have received Covishield and Covaxin also. Second round of vaccination also is over to a particular extent. Then, in this COVID situation, every person has to undergo the test, either it is a rapid test or whatever test it is. For it, Pune lab, they have created one instrument, a useful kit. It is India's first COVID-19 self-testing kit. It approved it was approved by ICMR also, Indian Council of Medical Research, because for everything, ICMR has to give green signal. When it gives the nod, then only it has to be done. Anyone can collect their own nasal sample and test for SARS-CoV second test. This is the usefulness of that particular kit. Self-test kit, it was first approved by United States and then by some other countries also. In India also it has been approved. It was developed by MyLab Discovery Solutions, a Pune-based molecular company, and it has got a great editorial appearance also. It uses a rapid antigen test also. It is used in giving a rapid test. The test takes only 2 minutes. The advantages of it is easy to use with MyLab's A1 powered app. It reduces the risk of transmission also. The swab collection is also very simple. Self-testing will be reduced and it will reduce the burden of the laboratories. So in this way, the health structure and health expenditure of the government of India and the states also have discussed. And with this pandemic situation, every prelims candidate should be aware of health sector, its expenditure, and how the laboratories are functioning, and how the government of India is managing with the vaccination distribution, and how it has started from Wuhan and it spread all over the world, and what is the international standards, and what are the available vaccines, and what are the new vaccines which have come like Sputnik and all other things. And there is a controversy regarding one gentleman who has prepared ANANTA IAS, who has prepared an Ayurvedic medicine in Krishnapatnam of Muttukur Taluk in Nellore district, and it has gone up to the center's level. And even the Vice President of India has requested the government of India to test the new medicine which is prepared by that gentleman, Mr. ANANTA IAS, whether it is really good or it is to be tested. Now the government of India, it has taken a sample of it, and ICMR also is judging it, whether it should be used or not. But lots of people from in and around Nellore district, from Vijayawada and other hospitals, they have flown to that particular village for the medicine, because it got all necessities, because some people said it is very useful. So people have flocked there, and it has become a law and order problem. Anyhow, one should be aware of all the facts throughout the year. I wish you all the best.